Dan bila esok datang kembali dan bila esok datang kembali. Dan bila esok datang kembali. Seperti sedia kala di mana kau tancapkan duri tajam, berlahan kau pun lupakan aku.
Hey guys, how are you doing? You may have noticed that I was watching the countdown for the VC to begin, and as soon as it reached 0, I opened it, which is pretty damn good. I'm sure Trev will appreciate that. Trev, no comment is required.
You getting far enough away from my truck so you can hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly. You're not working still, are you? Not digging more holes?
Yeah. No, we're getting back. It's not in flow, but we're getting back. Within a couple of weeks, we'll be going full time. But yeah, we're back to work.
So busy days for you in all areas, LUNC and
not so
daily
busy.
work.
Not so busy with LUNC anymore since I pretty much kind of stepped away from it.
Yeah, I gather that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be scaling all that all back. I'll still do some videos here and there, but I've got some things going on with work. We're opening up kind of a new department, and it's gonna take a lot of my time. So I know you guys will probably miss me being around so much.
Well, yeah. I mean, this, the entire team have been in tears, because you've been so busy, and it's been disappointing. But it's lovely to have you here now, despite the background noise. Marco, hi. Good to see you too. It's good to see everyone.
Hey Duncan, what's up, man?
Good. I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
I just woke up before.
Lucky you. I've been up since. I've been up now for 11 and a half hours.
Well,
So
I have been working last night. I had night shift, so I have deserved to sleep a little bit.
Yeah, sleep is important now and again. This is something you should tell Poorholder. He needs to sleep. He never sleeps. He's the only guy who does
Yeah.
not need any sleep. He's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week awake. I don't know how he does it, but it's
Yeah, he's a
he
little
does it.
machine.
Yeah, he is. He's a mad machine. Julian, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm relaxing now. I
Good.
finished my
Yeah,
work.
yeah, me too. Me too. So I'm yeah, kind of semi-relaxing. The day is
Oh, I
over. It's
relaxing, not
5.
semi-relaxing.
Yeah. It's 5 o'clock here in Central Europe. So
It's
yeah,
5 o'clock here as well.
where
Same
I
time zone.
yeah, of course, yeah, of course it is. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's the day is done. Tomorrow
Well,
holiday here.
no. Yes, for me is not actually. It's next
It's
week
not
holiday. No,
okay.
because I'm not Catholic. I'm Orthodox, so different.
I'm not anything, but I appreciate the time off.
Yeah, of course, of course. But we work as usual because the blockchain never stops.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, no, that's it. Doesn't yeah, it doesn't sort of take a break for the crucifixion. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, but this is how it is. This is
Duncan,
how it
how
is.
have you been?
Yeah, I've been very well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the weather's getting better here. Spring is coming and going. It's hopefully coming again in the next few days. It's been bloody cold here in Prague. We've had zero temperature, minus temperatures during the night, but I still managed to sleep with the window open and a ventilator blowing on my head to cool me down with all the lunatics stress. But no, good. It's all good.
Do you live in Prague or are you just there with your wife?
No, I live in Prague. I've been here now
Oh, okay.
for I don't know 4 years. Yeah, I came from Zurich. I was in Zurich for 22 years. And before that, of course, from the UK. So UK, Switzerland, and now the Czech Republic. And the Czech Republic, I have to say, is the best because the beer is the cheapest here.
They are very good beer maker. Actually,
Yeah, I think one of the best.
A lot of important beers are made there.
Yeah, we have the Pilsner Urquell and Staropramen, and yeah, all the best known beers come from the Czech Republic. This is probably the beer capital of the world, unless of course you include the Bud Light, which is now promoting what's his name, bloody Dylan Mulvaney. Is that right? Dylan Mulvaney, the new face of Bud Light.
Oh, I don't know that, but isn't Bud Light American brand?
Yeah. So it's not proper beer. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Trev.
It's water.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's cold. But you have a new ambassador, don't you, Trev, for your beer, for your Bud Light? Have you read about this in the press?
I'm not much of a beer drinker, so no, I don't really know about it.
No, you're more of a whiskey drinker.
Captain and Coke, brother. Captain and Coke.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, I can live with that. So, guys, I mean, there are, as I said, I mean, as we wrote in the chat, there are no major updates today. The testing is still going on, but we hope to have a definitive answer, also result, by the end of the weekend. And I don't know how we count the weekend this weekend, as it's a long weekend. So usually the weekend would be a Sunday, but because this is the Easter weekend, which is a long weekend, it could also be Monday. And I think that there will be probably an update on Monday. So far as the wallet testing is concerned, this refers only or relates only to folk who use Android devices. Many people have offered their services, which is kind, and we're very grateful. Johnny will choose 10 folk from those who put their hands up and said, yes, I'd like to help, I'd like to test, and he'll let you know, or will let you know, or somebody will let you know, so far as that's concerned. iOS, that's still because it's a superior device, and I say that, I'm biased, and everyone will hate me now because I'm sure there are many more Android device users than iOS users. iOS is catching up. It's being worked on, and this will come soon after the Android device wallet. But Android is pretty much organized. It's pretty much done. It just needs folk to test it to make sure that there are no glitches in the program, and then we'll go from there. Does anyone have any questions?
Well, Duncan, it is an update, but I don't know if I'm allowed to tell it. So
I don't know. So tell it, and then I'll let you know whether you're allowed to tell it or not.
The way to go.
yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I asked Russell, but he didn't hear me, so I don't know if I should say it or not.
Is Russell? No, Russell's not here.
Julian, go ahead. It's just us. Nobody's listening.
Yeah. No, it's just you. It's just you, me, and Trev. Everyone else is they're cooking dinner or working hard.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I should tell it, but
yeah, tell it.
yeah.
You've said it now, so you might as well.
Okay. So the smart contract of NFTs, it's ready.
Yeah.
In its side, yeah. Finished today.
Ooh, I
Which
can't
is-
believe you said that. That was supposed to be a secret.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Julian, you can't say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
out. Damn, it's too late. So this is good news. I mean, progress is being made. So this is there's work going on behind the scenes constantly, and this is it's been slow for the last week. I mean, there have been these hiccups, which were regrettable and unforeseen, but despite that, there is work going on to perfect everything, to get things running, to make sure that everything is ready to launch. The NFTs on the Ethereum side is one aspect. The Ethereum Lunat is the contract is prepared, the testing is going on, and it's coming close to being finalized. So things are progressing. So there is no sleep. It is a constant. It's constant work behind the scenes, which is at the end of the day going to hopefully make this the token of 2023. I mean, I think we know when we launched on the BSC network in 2022, the hype behind Lunatics was amazing. The fact we gained so many trusted investors, so many trusted followers in that short time. In the 8 months, it's now fast approaching 9 months. So this is a token which never sleeps. This is something which is going on and on and on, and it will never sleep until it is perfected. And we have such an amazing community behind us. I mean, I've not seen this. I mean, I've been part of SHIB. I think at one point I was one of the top SHIB influencers, but And that was perhaps, I don't know, 10 months ago, maybe a year ago. But the community has fallen to pieces in that time. And, you know, people have distanced themselves from this project. It's a project which has its ups and downs. You know, I've invested in it and then I've, you know, jumped out and then I've reinvested and jumped back in. But, you know, I've always been disappointed. But I think with Lunatics, this is a project which, like any other project, is up and down. But there is a target. There is light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what makes Lunatics special. There's not this sort of hype behind it. There's not, that's the wrong word. There's not this sort of hollow, this empty hype behind it. There is utility to this project, and the project aims to deliver, and the project will deliver. And we're all grateful to you and for all the support that you've given us over the past 8, almost 9 months, and we won't let you down.
So Cracovia is doing the new contract, right?
Yeah, Cracovia has done a new contract and is now just in the testing phase. So the contract is complete.
And the thing you said before with probably waiting till next week Monday. This is for the new release of the Ethereum Lunatics, or?
That's right. Yeah, that's what I understand. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Good.
So yeah, Sunday, Monday, but probably Monday. We have a better turnout today. I mean, as I say, there's. I don't know how it works. I mean, maybe just people leave their Telegram on, which shows that there are 1,249 people online. But 21 participants today is better than the 5 participants we had yesterday. So thanks, guys, for joining. I mean, I know it's, you know, it's a daily thing, and I know you're all very busy. You have things to do, Easter eggs to buy, Easter bunnies to prepare, eggs to paint, and all that sort of nonsense. I'm sure DJ Trev is busy painting his eggs now. His
Which
Easter
ones?
eggs. Easter eggs, Martin.
Nobody gets in my eggs. My eggs don't get painted. Hey, you just said something that kind of sparked a little thought in my head. Not like I haven't had this thought before, but you know, the development team there at Lunatics Token, and I'm even going to include Lulian because he's helped so much. It's so innovative, and it comes up with so many great ideas on how to not only make the project good, but to actually separate and differentiate from everything else that is out there, right? So you mentioned SHIB. I wonder what there is that can be done, if there's anything that can be done by such an innovative team or someone like them to actually benefit Shiba Inu, not the bullshit that the other people came up with that do absolutely nothing for SHIB. I wonder if there's a way to actually do something that to kind of bring that community over and actually bring some actual utility and purpose for Shiba Inu. I don't know, just a thought in my head.
Yeah, no, I mean, Trev, I know what you mean. I mean, you know, it was 10 months ago such a close, dynamic community. And in the last couple of months, last 2-3 months, it seems to have fallen apart. There's all this infighting. There doesn't seem to be any kind of control over what is happening, what the target is. There are staunch SHIB supporters, like Shiba Inu News, Doug. He's been doing the news website for SHIB for a year now, and you know, so there are people behind this project who want it to succeed, but the problem is that there, from what I understand, is that there is just so much infighting within the community that it's all of these disagreements within the community stop it from progressing. And this is dangerous in any kind of token. You can't have that. I mean, you have to have some kind of agreement. You have to have some kind of leadership. You can't have the entire community trying to run a project, because if you have it like that, nothing will happen. You need a clear leadership team whose goal is to make it work.
Are we still talking about SHIB, or are we talking about LUNC now?
Well, I guess it's the same, isn't it? I mean, you've done an enormous amount for LUNC. I mean, you know, what more can you do? I mean, you know, I don't know.
Feel like I've done a damn thing. I mean, you know, it's not going anywhere. When you try and you just see it get worse and worse. I mean, there comes a time where you've got to start reading the writing on the wall, you know?
Yeah, sure.
But as far as SHIB Inu, yeah, the whole entire crew that was working with Shytoshi has left. I mean, you know, and we know because we're somewhat involved with the new project that he is involved with, the KTO. But all of them, the whole milkshake, you know, the Morpheus, whoever the hell was working there, they're all gone. And Shytoshi is sitting there working with some guys that were actually fired a long time ago because they were doing insider trading, and this is his crew now, right? So that whole, not the whole community, because you still have people that are, you know, kind of cult followers of Shytoshi, but a very, very large part of that community is up for grabs. They're done. They're absolutely done with that ecosystem. They don't think that SHIB is actually going to go anywhere because they were the only ones that are working on it. So that's why I'm constantly trying to push people, and they, for some reason, seem to be afraid of Shytoshi, like he's got, you know, the market cornered on SHIB, but he doesn't, right? So I'm constantly trying to push people that if you can come up with an innovative way to actually help Shiba Inu to bring utility, to reduce the supply, then there's a really big community that would be very, very grateful and come over and to your project. You know what I mean? But again, sometimes I feel like talking to the wall.
No. I mean, I agree. I mean, you know, they've got to burn. I mean, you know, burning it's not the answer, but it's certainly a help. I mean, you know, to reduce the supply, that's, you know, you reduce the supply and you increase the demand, and that's the way it's always going to be. But there need to be things in place, utilities in place, in order to burn that supply. I mean, you remember? Yeah, I'm not going to go into Shiba burn. Was it what was it? Yeah, I think it was Shib burn or Shiba. I can't even remember the name of the thing I was involved with. Yeah, it's probably better that I don't with Kai. But yeah, I mean that was they burned a tiny amount, but there are you know, utilities in place which burn, but you know, it's not enough. I mean, there is so much circulating that it's going to take a lot of effort to burn an adequate amount to make this a successful project. And with all the infighting that's going on within the SHIB community, it's going to take an enormous effort. But there's still a chance. I mean, you know, people still have faith in SHIB. I do now and again.
Well,
And,
can I see something? Can I see
of
something
course.
about it? I listened until now, so I have a bunch of ideas about how you should burn. You can burn a hell of amount, but as you said, everybody's interested in SHIB because, in my opinion, because they want to have an exit plan for it. That's why. The same, it's LUNC in this moment. There are some that needs to be covered. And LUNC in SHIB. The same, it's in SHIB. I know the ecosystem and utility. Most of utilities in SHIB my opinion, are made to make money for those who made it, not for burning in the for burn and then to make money.
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
put money and then burn, you won't burn. And to be honest, yes, the circulating supply is very big, so you need a huge utility to do that.
or
The only way
yeah,
to do that is to have a little CEX made, DX, CEX.
hmm
Also, the Shibarium can burn, but they're not interested to do that,
yeah. I mean,
So
yeah, it's right. I mean, there was always hype about the burn projects that the ship community were introducing, but nothing really seemed to happen.
no, nothing really seems to happen because most build just for hype to make quick bucks and then
Yeah,
jump out. This is how
yeah,
it is. This is how it
it,
is.
yeah,
Is the reality. Is the everywhere is the reality. We see this reality in most of the tokens. We see peoples that don't know what they are speaking about. They think that you blink your eyes and burn, and but
yeah,
it's not like that. It's not like that. Also, um, most of the peoples need to understand as well that somebody, an investor, a dev, okay, a good one,
yeah,
won't uh, uh, get money from his own pocket to burn it. He needs to make money. Everyone needs to make money, right?
exactly. Yeah,
So if you build something that is first burn, because this is what it is now to burn, okay? It's a huge amount. The only power that have to burn it in 1 year, as some influencers said, it's impossible. The only entity that have that amount of power are big CEXs
yeah,
implementing attacks. That to be realistic and to make the math right, because the math is most important in everything. So if you do simple math with a lot of projects and it is now, it will take about at least 8-9 years to have a decent amount burned
yeah,
without the
absolutely. Yeah,
CX.
it's not an overnight thing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not. People will, in my opinion, this is my opinion, when the airdrops start to come and run, most will exit in on a loss in SHIB and jump in another one. Most of
yeah,
investors or non-experienced, they chase the chart. When you chase the chart, you every time.
yeah. I think most people who get into these kind of tokens are in it
Yeah.
for in it for the short term. They're not holders. They're
I
in it
saw
for a quick profit.
exactly.
And
I saw
with
a lot of. I'm in crypto. Like, not everybody knows. I'm in crypto from the most of the beginning of crypto. So I took part in beginning projects. I know how it is. I know peoples that now are under pseudo names, but I know who they are. So yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah,
You know already what I mean. Yeah. So it's not as people think. It's not like you invest $100 and you make billions or millions of dollars. These are
yeah,
very rare to happen. With SHIB was that because somebody like Elon thought to make a tweet, right? So that's why
hmm
it was pure luck. Was pure
yeah,
luck.
with SHIB it was pure luck. I mean, this was back in what October last year, September,
Yes.
October last year, where the price
if you
shot
if you
up.
inspect carefully the code, but carefully, I mean, if you are dev and inspect carefully the code of SHIB, you will see that that one was wrong. So this was the first intention, but the faith didn't do it. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, no,
utility,
that's how it is.
yeah,
I
this
mean,
is how it is. I'm
but a lot
always
of these
true.
Yeah, but again, a lot of these tokens are not politically, but they are sort of influencer motivated. I mean, look at Doge this week when
Yeah, exactly.
Elon Musk changed the what is it? What's that called? I don't know.
The logo.
Stuck
Well,
what's it called?
yes, it was
I
called
can't.
Doge. They changed the
Yeah,
logo
he
of
stuck the
Twitter.
Doge. Yeah, the logo. That's the name. Yeah,
Yeah, the
thanks. I have to
logo,
learn
but
English. Yeah.
but the good luck of Doge is that doesn't have hell of a supply. So in a bull market, right? So in a bull market with this supply and with a lot of hype, can reach the sky actually because
Yeah, I mean,
it's
it was what, at $1 not that long ago.
yeah, something
20 cents.
something
Yeah, and then we
almost
were at what, 7-8 cents at the beginning of the
7
week, and now we
yeah
jumped up to 10 cents, and now we're back to 9. You know, so it was a 2-cent jump thanks to Elon's logo change. But that's,
yeah
you know,
you
that's going to
see.
change people's lives, is it?
No, but you see how somebody important can change a token, can
Yeah.
change the hype, can make the market volatile. What does it mean? What, because I see there are some people, so maybe I will try to
Yeah, I mean, I've tried
educate
it.
somebody. Yeah, but
I tried it with
uh,
Lunatics. You know, I put a tweet out and the price just drops. So
yeah, but you see
Please don't.
how some rich people use the communities and crypto to make money because this is how it is.
yeah. Maybe that's what
This
Elon.
is how,
He's got to pay for Twitter somehow, isn't he? So
yeah,
change the logo.
actually,
Probably
yeah,
made
exactly.
44 billion from that logo change, and now he's
Yeah,
happy.
that is true. That is true because he say it and he show it that he made a lot of money just from
Yeah,
a little of hype. You see,
yeah.
so so it's not too complicated for who are in the buttons on the
No,
buttons
not
who
at
push the
all.
button.
No,
Yeah,
these are the folk who are sort of manipulating the market, and they have the power, so they can do that. Sadly, we
yeah,
don't have this kind of power. Well, DJ Trev has this kind of power, but you know,
yeah.
us normal folk don't have this kind of power.
I was just thinking, Duncan, that you and I should both change our Twitter logo to the Shiba Inu dog, and watch what happens. It's gonna
Watch
go
the price
berserk.
crash. Yeah.
Well, the Shiba Inu, if you look at the price, it's swinging between uh,
but
almost to
bugger
gain a
all and
zero.
bugger all. Yeah.
Yeah, because the supply doesn't permit it to go upper, you
Yeah.
know.
No, that's the
And
thing. Yeah. I mean, you know,
yeah,
I invest in it each month. I invest. I buy. I don't know, maybe 100 million. I take a small profit, and then I wait, and then I reinvest. But
yeah,
you know, the profits are negligible. I mean, they're tiny. I mean,
yeah,
especially when you're just
chips money,
investing
yeah.
100 million. I mean, it's nothing. But
Yeah, I know, because doesn't if you do math, if you want to go near to lose another zero, you need to double or triple the market
the
cap that
investment,
is
yeah,
now.
yeah, well, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Well, that won't happen because when it happened, there weren't so much tokens on the market, but now you have a lot of tokens where you can choose from,
Yeah,
so to be honest, everything that is coming now in crypto, they don't know about SHIB or about LUNC. They know what it's over there now, what it's in the top, I don't know, top 100, you know. So
yeah,
even if SHIB is top 100, LUNC as well, but they look at BNB, they look at Doge because it's all over the places. Influencers, let's say it's good. I saw a YouTube influencers who have, I don't know, something like few hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but I didn't know him, you know. I didn't find out about him.
But now you know Trev. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty complicated with to make a utility for sheep. You can do it, but needs to be something big actually to burn a lot.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, maybe
Because
this is
if
something, Trev, you can help out with.
I don't know how much I can help out with it, but no, I'm listening to you, Luli, and I guess what you're saying is it would really take one of the big CEXs to come up with something to really burn any significant amount of SHIB. But I'm
yeah,
just, and I understand that it's almost impossible to get rid of that supply. I don't know. I just have this thing where a good project, hypothetically Lunatics Token, if they were to say, listen, we can't burn off that whole supply, you know, it's almost impossible, but we do want to utilize Shiba Inu in whatever way to try to bring some utility to it and help out the community. If they were to even make that kind of effort, I think that would swing a lot of that community to anybody. Right now, they're looking for anybody to try to save Shiba Inu and their investment, to do something for it. So I think even the slightest effort um, would go a long way. You know what I mean? But maybe I'm just being romantic about it. I don't know.
No, I mean, that makes sense, I think.
it
Julian, what do you think?
makes
I mean,
sense.
yeah.
Well, well, it's a good opportunity indeed. It is, but you need to be prepared for a lot of FUD and a lot of uh, clans because
Oh,
it's
big deal. I mean,
already
when do we not deal with that?
yes, I understand indeed, but um, FUD and stronger peoples are not in Long, are in SHIB. So bad whales, I mean, are in SHIB. Bad whales means they can influence everything. So surprisingly, they are in SHIB. Yeah. Why did you think that Binance didn't pegged SHIB to the to Binance margin and to other chains and to CXs? Because if you look on the chain and search for SHIB, you will see that it's Binance pegged token. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ask your questions why. Why? Because they are powerful peoples there in SHIB that can influence a lot of things in good way or in bad way.
But I think the problem with SHIB is that nobody knows who is actually behind the project.
Nobody is behind the project. They are a clan behind the project.
Yeah, it's like
Just
a
a rumor.
community behind. Yeah, that's the
No,
thing.
no
There's,
community. It's a clan. It's a in
it's a
true word. I mean,
cult. Yeah,
it's
I
a
mean,
cult.
it's
No, not a
yeah.
cult. It's like an Cosa Nostra, if you heard of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
something like that. Something like that. Yeah.
but there
So,
is a limited amount of transparency behind SHIB, and that
yes,
is a
indeed.
problem.
It's a problem, yes, because if you associate you with somebody with something that it's bad, you actually it's a word or expression. Tell me who are your friends, so I can tell who you are, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's can be an idea, but it's not me to decide actually. But I'm expressing my opinion. Could be an idea, could be a burning actually mechanism with something, but it needs to be a hell of utility to burn something. Okay, because if you burn, I don't know, 100 billions, or maybe you burn 1 trillion, right?
Mm-hmm.
For most of the SHIB supporters and community, it's nothing. They will say, you didn't burn nothing. Yeah, what did you burn? Didn't burn nothing. Why is that? Because my opinion, just as I saw, yeah, Okay, most of holders, they want to find a good exit plan because
Yeah.
most they invested in top heights. Okay, so they want to find an exit plan, and influencers as well, I'm speaking the bigger ones, they push it because they want to have an exit plan. This is
Yeah. I
the
mean, it's,
reality. I'm always honest. So this is the reality, right?
yeah. I mean, it's important to have an exit plan. I mean, you have to,
Yes,
have
it's
to some sort of
important.
realistic plan of,
Yes, it's
what
important.
your goals are, what you want to
Yeah,
achieve, and then get
but
out.
but if you are like so, don't pretend or act like you care. Like, of course, you try to trick some investors to jump in, to price go up, but in SHIB is not like that. You
No,
need to
no,
be
no.
a hell of a big whale to buy a hell of a bag, okay,
Yeah.
to move the price,
Yeah, no,
because
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of us, I'm sure there are folk in here who have invested in SHIB, and
a-
I'm
and
sure
another
we're
problem.
small investors.
And another problem which nobody thinks about it, when you have a wrapped version of your token, the same as or a wormhole version, that means that liquidity is splitted between in all over the chains. So if you want to make it successful, let's say you need to get it back to the main one. You understand?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this it's with LUNC as well. What most of the devs on LUNC, they said we are not agree with wrapped version because you take off the liquidity. Wrapped version, this is what they do. They take liquidity out of the main chain, the native chain,
the
right?
main thing. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the reality, right? So to bring it back, you need to have an utility, an important one, to convince investors to come back to the chain. In SHIB case, it's come back to ETH. Does small investors go to ETH? No, because ETH,
No, no.
already it's very it's not cheap, right? It's
It's
not cheap.
very expensive. I mean, the gas fees are ridiculous.
Well, yes and no, depends.
Well, it
Wait to
depends
see
when
the
you're
bull
selling it. I
market.
mean, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, at the moment, it's ridiculous. I tried to sell an NFT yesterday for
Yeah,
$40, and the gas fees were $38.
yeah, because why is that? Maybe the people will understand. Why is that? Because the gas fees on ETH are around maximum $5, but the rest you pay is gas fee of the smart contract who process the data.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the tax of, in your
The
case,
yeah, the
the
producer
OpenSea,
of the NFT.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
exactly the tax, and also the tax of the OpenSea, of the
yeah,
DEX, of the market in your case, but in the case
yeah.
of token of the DEX. So when you sell a token on Uniswap, right, you pay a gas fee, you pay the tax, of course, of the token
Mm-hmm.
if it have any, but also you pay the tax of Uniswap as well,
Yeah. So
because it's not like
it's
buying a
expensive.
smart chain. Yeah, it's not
No,
like
no.
in buying a smart chain. Everything what you do in ETH, you need to pay. Even to
Yeah.
deploy a smart contract in ETH, you in buying a smart chain, you deploy a smart contract like, I don't know, $100, and you deploy a contract maybe less. But in SHIB, you need to pay sometimes 300. But if the smart contract is too complex, to deploy a smart contract, you need $600
Hmm.
to deploy it. That's why it's most of the spammers, hackers, and uh, so on and so on, bad peoples, they do it in the Binance Smart Chain because it's cheaper. They can make a honeypot token. They spend $100, and from, I don't know, 1,000 peoples, they catch 500, let's say, or 100, which is profitable, right?
Yeah. Sure.
This is the reality, yeah.
That is the reality. But there it is. I mean, it's not something we can change. This is something which is there to stay, and we just have to live with it.
Of course, yeah. So
Guys, do any
there
of
are a
you
lot
have
of
any
options.
questions?
There are a lot of options to.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But anyway, you
No.
need to agree with them, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
in case of
that's the
LUNC
thing.
as well, in case of LUNC as well, they can save the chain, but what they did now is they shot in the leg, right? They are in their own
Yeah.
leg, because the most important thing to be developed in the LUNC chain in this moment is the Q2 when you get the parity. But without
Yeah.
that, what was built until now, it's for nothing. Most
Yeah,
of
I mean,
most of
yeah.
most of people, they would say, nah, you don't know anything. But if you look at the code, of course, if you know to look at the code, but if you inspect the chain, if you look at the code of L1 code, right, you will see that what was built in Q1 was, how to call it, a foundation for what it's coming, right? But now it's not coming anything.
Yeah, and I guess
Because
Trev knows better than anyone about this. I mean, he's
I know
been...
I had this
better than.
conversation with Zarada at the very, very beginning of Q1 because I'm looking at everything that's being done, and I'm looking at it just like when you've got a phone, you're talking about iOS or Android or whatever. You're constantly getting updates on those phones. They never stop, right?
Always.
And so I was looking at the updates and everything that they were talking about doing within Q1, and so I asked Zaradar. I said, listen, these updates that you're doing, you're calling them foundational updates. You're building, a good foundation or whatever for people to be able to build on. But these updates are always going to have to come. So if in Q2, and maybe this was a little prophetic, I said, if in Q2 you guys do not get a mandate to continue, is the work that you did in Q1, was that a waste of time and money? He said, absolutely yes. So, I mean, somebody else could maybe come in and try to continue what it is that they did and, continue with the WASM upgrade and get us to parity or whatever. But if nobody does that, then we just wasted whatever it was that we spent on them in Q1. And more importantly, wasted all that time.
This is one.
And
But the
money.
second one, nobody realize or understand that long in this moment, the WASP, everybody speaks about what is about with this fucking WASP, right? But the WASP, what is now in the long, it's a custom WASP, right? So nobody has it. So if somebody wants to go to build on chain, they need to obey to that WASP. Nobody has it. Luna 2.0, they actually, when they forked, they embraced the WASP, the general WASP of Cosmos, right? So that's why they are in parity. Now it's something that it's custom made. Let's say, like the WASP in long, now it's custom made. So if you don't upgrade your custom made, in few years will be deprecated, because the technology always progress, so you remain behind. And me, as an investor, as a dev, as a, I don't know, as a, you call it, right, you want to invest in LUNC, but you see that it's taking more money to develop something because it's custom made and is deprecated, which is now it is. That's why it's important to upgrade WASP. And also, people need to understand that in LUNC, there are a lot of so-called ghost contracts, smart contracts. It's full of that, of ghost smart contract. What does they do? They occupy the space, right? That amount of space, which is for nothing. Some of them are bad, other ones are sitting there, like a relics. So nothing gets, because this is the reality. If you look in the code and you look in the LCD and inspect everything, you will see actually the sad reality what is now. So that's why the Q2 it's important. If nobody, and in my opinion, already, Trev knows already, I'm not just an L2 developer, I'm an L1 developer. So I know what Zaradar speaking about, right? So well, to be honest, if now LUNC come to me to build for them, I refuse it big time. Why? Because yeah. Because why is that? Because I am not developing in a quiet environment where I can think, where I can listen my thoughts, when I can develop or sketch a plan how to do that, how to do that one. Because if it's something like you are now on the office and a person go to your left ear and say blah blah blah, the other one in the same time go to your right ear and say blah blah blah, and then suddenly another 20 persons blah 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 in your head, right? So you don't have a quiet environment to build something. And if you build, which I saw, to be honest, you are not allowed to post nothing on Twitter. Where did that say? How that? I don't. It blows my mind, to be honest.
And
I'm
it
not
is
allowed to
madness.
do. Yeah, because to be honest, I'm not hired. Not me in general, as a dev. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
hired by. I'm hired by community, right? But if the community uh, propose something to jump off the window, that means I will do it. No, this is insane.
No, I
It's
mean
it's insane.
no, it's important to share everything every step of the way with the community.
Yes, and it's
That
most
is key.
important that now they are in LUNC community just 3 L1 devs,
Yeah, I mean,
excluding Zaradar. No one wants to build. Some of them have their agendas, right? With repegging. I heard a lot of repeg that one, repeg USTC. Well, you can't repeg nothing because, first of all, you don't know what the legislation will be. Not only US, in Europe will be changed as well, as you know, because you are in Europe as well, Duncan. This is one. The
yeah.
second one, the second one. Well, if you want to repeg it, you need to pay that debt, right?
Hmm.
Because, yeah, from where do you pay it? I saw a lot of nonsense tweets that say, "Oh, we need to peg it with LUNC." All right, we need to peg it with LUNC, but the LUNC is very weak. How do you peg it with a broken chain? Because the chain is broken now.
Yeah, it's not possible. It's madness.
Because it
Duncan, what are the
is.
chances that this spaces, the live chat that you're doing is recorded?
You'll have to ask Paul Holder. I hope this is recorded.
I hope not. What do you want to do with it, Trev?
I'm putting
Trev's
it
going to
right out
hold
there,
you to
Lulian.
he's going to hold you to
No,
ransom.
no. The only reason that I'm saying that, Lulian, is because I would really love to be able to refer back to some of this wisdom that you are spouting, because I'm trying my best to pay attention to it, but also work at the same time. I can tell you, and I tell you all the time, I really, really wish you would come on and do a live chat with me, because you have so much wisdom and so much knowledge about what's actually going on. You cut through the bullshit, which is obviously what I love. And the community needs to hear these things, but they don't hear it. They hear a bunch of noise instead. And I understand the reasons why you won't do it, but we got to find some way that we can do it.
Unfortunately, I can't know the reason why. So it's pretty
Yeah.
complicated for
I
you. You
think that we're
know
going to
that
get, what we'll do is
Zardan
we'll get,
wanted to speak with me as well, but I refuse it as well. You understand because
are you familiar with Cyrano de Bergerac?
yes, I'm familiar with that
So
one.
I think what we're gonna do is you're gonna give all the information to Duncan, and then Duncan's gonna say it.
Yeah. This is gonna be a repeat, Trev, of your first ever YouTube video.
That was awesome. I hold that dear to my heart, Duncan. I really do.
Yeah, me too. My first video, your first video, that was great.
Remember, I was in an Ivan. You invite me, Trev, if I remember, with Ivan in that community. They listened very carefully, but then they forgot. If you remember, long time ago.
Yeah. That whole community has a very short memory.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately, yes. Well, I'm not like Z. You know already. Z knows already as well. Z means that I know what I'm saying. You know what I'm capable of, right? So, what is wrong? It's that uh, not wrong with me, wrong with every other devs because they have huge egos, but I don't. I don't mind to somebody to come to me and say you are wrong. Okay, if I'm wrong, show me some evidence why am I wrong, right? If you show me that, I will agree with you and I will say it publicly. I was wrong and that person said what should be done, right? But if
Mm-hmm.
you tell me make that one, right? Make X job, right? But and I refuse it. You need to tell me why. Why? Because I say so? No. Everybody say so a lot of bullshit. Even me sometimes I say a lot of bullshit, right? But
No,
when I
Julian,
say
I don't
something, I
believe
need
that.
well believe believe because I'm not a machine. I'm a human after all. But everybody says bullshit. But when it's something serious and you present evidence in the code, what I will do if I were in LUNC, which I am not and I won't be, I present this is the code and do a VC or a chat and presenting this part of code is done that this does that. Why is does that? Because that and that. To explain like childs, because this is the long community. You need to explain them with real live examples. Not that we need to peg it because the Oracle pools. Nobody knows this one, just devs knows. If you explain to them, this part of code is done that. The other part is that is it do other thing, right? And show some examples from real life. You know already, as I explained to you. So everybody should understand then won't be these huge problems. Of course there will be trolls, others that does a lot of I don't know mess in the chain, but most of the community, the normal guys, the usual guys, they will understand.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
should be done in my opinion. This should be done to explain. And another thing, I don't know if it's right to say it, but it is what it is. A dev can check the code and see it. You know, the algorithm of USDC have problems from December, not from where it was depegged. Until December till May was pegged manually. So algorithm failed in December, months before, right? It's in the
Mm-hmm.
code. Yeah. Nobody say about that. And I see a lot of nonsense. Peg that one, do that one, do the other one. Look to $1. It's insane. It's insane. And
Oh
what
God,
it's
no, that
sad,
is. I mean, this is madness. Yeah.
what it's what but yeah, but the influencers who wants to make money, of course they say that. It's
Yeah.
understandable. But what it's sad, it's that people actually believe because
Yeah.
they take a paper and not a paper, not old fashioned. Take a computer and make some simple calculation, and you will see that it's impossible to reach to $1
Yeah. I
in
mean,
this moment.
you'd have a market cap of Christ knows what. I mean, an unrealistic market cap in order to reach
To reach to
$1.
$1, you need a market cap of $6 trillion.
Exactly. Yeah, which is never going to happen.
just to reach $1. And
Yeah, no.
I heard a lot of others influencer. If we reach 6 billions market cap, then we can reach to a penny. That's correct. But
Yeah,
when you reach to 6 billions market cap, as it was, LUNC have had in that moment something to offer, right?
yeah,
What they offer it? They offer a lot of um, a coin, an alternative to fiat, to poor countries like Turkey, like Indonesia, like yeah, indeed, because a lot
yeah,
of poor countries they use it. So this was the holy grail of LUNC, but now this is gone. So you need to
yeah.
make
No,
something
totally.
else.
Yeah,
You need to make something else. To do something else,
lunatics. Yeah,
well, yeah, it's not a problem. Yeah, but they need to. It's needed to be done something else.
yeah, yeah,
Something else that not so few investors will use, that countries will use to reach to 60 billions market cap, as it was. Yeah, so that's why
yeah,
most of the some of the in the LUNC community they say peg to USDC because they understand this. This is what LUNC offers, but it's very complicated to peg it. You need let's say we build the code, right? We build a good code, a good algorithm with sustain, but you need something to back it. So you need
yeah,
a fat big packet to back it with something
yeah.
because you name it
Absolutely.
a stable coin.
Yeah,
If you name it a stable coin, should be a stable. So where do you peg it? You peg it on 2 cents, you peg it on 20 cents, or you peg it on $1 or a fraction of a cent. It's all right, it's understandable, but you need to back it. You need to have another token to sustain that algorithm,
yeah. To support it. Yeah,
which is not LUNC in this moment because LUNC is very weak.
yeah. It
LUNC
is.
is
I mean,
very weak.
it's up and down. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not stable
because
at
you will
all.
understand why. If you make a simple thinking, right? A simple thinking. If you see a token, you as an investor, experimented one, let's say, if you see a token that uh, first 10 wallets have more than 50% of supply, you invest in that?
No.
Probably no. Exactly. Probably no. So this is the case of LUNC. If you look at the holders, of course you can't because nobody uh, actually nobody doesn't know how to look at the holders. But most of the holders, the number, let's say first 10 holders, they own almost half of the supply, right? So if that somebody is dumping, imagine it will lose to zeros, not to,
But yeah, I mean
it will
that's the
gain
thing.
to
Yeah,
zeros,
that
not
is the
one.
thing.
Yeah.
And it's being able to keep an eye on who is holding and how much those people are holding. And you know, if someone, as you say,
Well, the
dumps,
number one
then you're
holder is
buggered.
Binance. The number one
Well, yeah,
holder is
yeah.
Binance, but not
Hopefully they
Duncan,
Binance
won't.
itself, the offshores of it.
Duncan, how great would it be if I could get one of those vocalizer machines that disguise your voice, right? And have Lulian on the channel, and I'll ask him questions,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he'll
no,
be like,
yeah. No, you
"Well,
should. I
well,
mean,
Trev, let me tell you about
you
LUNC." Everybody,
now you
everybody
got to
will
have
be
Lillian on
speculating.
there.
Hey, Trev had CZ on today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Lillian can wear a CZ mask, and you can, fake his voice, and
You have
there
to
you
slip
go.
up. We'll call you Peter Lulian, right? But you have to slip up and you have to say, sometimes people ask me CZ, I mean Peter.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I understand.
Julian,
I
you.
understand what you say, but to be honest, is not for me, Trev. It's not for me because they are. I will be honest. You can fight with people that don't want to understand, not that they don't understand. They don't want. Want is the word here, right? So you need to want to make wealth. If you don't want that, I can't. Nobody can help you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, which is exactly why I made the last couple of videos I made saying that I
Yeah.
was, I kind of give up, I surrender, because people just want the fantasy. They don't want to hear any reality.
Yeah.
They don't want to face the facts. They just want to be told everything's going to be okay. And, if you don't deal with the tough stuff, then you'll never get through the tough stuff. But nobody wants to do that. So there's nothing that I can do. It's useless at this point for me.
It's useless. Yeah, it's useless because there are some bad actors, and unfortunately, the bad actors they always have the 100% true with them, because the community sustain them, which is obvious that it's a dumb thing to do because it's easy to just think logical. What is logical for me? Is logical to uh, jump in the sink with my head and and make a noise, or it's logic for me to sit and analyze the options what I have. It's like an example. Or should I sit here in my bed and complaining, what if the books will jump off from the how you call it,
The bookshelf.
yeah, exactly, the bookshelf, and uh, hurt my child, and I start and complaining, and I cry and I cry and I cry. It's simple to go to take off that books or to take my child from there instead of sitting there crying.
I'm a little bit confused about your analogy, Julian.
Yeah,
About
I know, I know, I know. I don't know.
shitting in the bed and then your books jumping off the bookshelf
No,
and
no, no,
killing
no.
your children.
I wanted to say when you see a danger nearby your,
Yeah, yeah, sure. I know
when
what
you
you
see a
mean.
danger nearby your son, you sit and do nothing, and you
Yeah, of
crying,
course.
Oh, he will die, he will die, he will die.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
simple. It's just simple to go to take your son from the danger, right? And to
It's common
protect him.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's all it
exactly.
is.
It's exactly, but the LUNC community doesn't do that. They just complaining and do nothing.
Which is where the lunatics community vary.
Well, the Lunatics community, it's full of smart guys, as I see. It's
Yeah,
full
yeah.
of
I mean, it
smart guys.
is. I mean, we have you, we have Trev, we have this amazing community. We have all the team who are constantly working behind the scenes. They're working now, which is why they're not in this VC. Miserable bastards. We have poor Holder here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
it's constantly going. I mean, this is as I said before. I mean, this is a completely transparent project. We're open. We're the chat goes 24/7. I mean, it's non-stop. It's never ending, and this is why poor. That's why it's called poor Holder. It should be poor Holder. Never gets any sleep because he's constantly in the chat, answering questions,
and I'm
putting
not
people right,
speaking
helping people out.
exactly.
But
I'm not referring about money when we say poor holder, poor guy, because he doesn't sleep. You
no,
know?
he doesn't. I mean, I don't think he's slept since Christmas time. The poor guy.
I know. I woke up. He's on the chat. I
Yeah, I
go to
know.
bed.
Yeah, I know. It's
He's in the chat.
ridiculous. And he's now it's Ramadan, but he
Yes,
still
I know.
finds time. He's still constantly in there. I mean, he's
Which
with his
is
he's got his
yes,
MacBook in the mosque, and he's just there.
to be
Crazy.
honest, I
Lillian,
appreciate. Yeah,
somebody asked a question from the chat, and actually it was something that I was going to bring up to you too.
yeah,
Somebody was asking, so after all the conversation we're having about LUNC, what is the
yeah.
point of launching on Terra Classic? And I think we've had the conversation, and my personal opinion is, at this point, there's no sense in launching on Terra Classic, other than it was, something that they said they were going to do, and they want to keep their word. I guess that they go ahead and do it, but I don't really see any benefit in doing it. That's my personal opinion. What do you think?
Well, if the long chain doesn't upgrade, don't see it very with good eyes, you know, because long chain to function well needs some upgrades. Upgrades means not only the WASM, the security upgrade, the routings, because now the routings to swap coins, tokens, they are insane. They are not well done, you know, not always they are sustainable. So this is the problem. It's not up to me, it's up to the team. If the team decides to go there, I will sustain them. But if I were my personal opinion, just my personal opinion, it's a waste of time to go in a house that it's almost on the ground, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah. You will enter in a house when you know that that house will fall apart. You will live there.
I probably would, but you know, it's just me.
Not you, Trev. I mean,
Oh,
everybody,
Trev would live
everybody.
anywhere.
Duncan, you are very
You'd be surprised.
special. You cannot compare this with the other guys.
That's true.
How do you guys, sorry to jump, but if the case is, okay, well, we want to avoid the Terra Classic chain because of what's going on there, what about like the LUNC rewards for the BSC side? Is that something that you guys would consider changing as well too? Just in case the whole like LUNC community falls apart?
I mean, if that were the case, then we of course would reconsider, and there would be rewards in something else. But at the moment, I mean, it's fragmented. LUNC is fragmented at the moment, but it's not fallen apart. So the rewards will remain as they are. But if things were to go completely pear-shaped, then we would find a solution to reward in an alternative token. So
Okay,
there would
cool.
always
Thank you.
be rewards.
Migration of a new contract would always be possible if loop fails, and yeah, this is an opportunity that can always be done.
Yeah.
Possibility.
And as I said before, I mean, you know, when we first set out, you know, when we first started putting this together a year ago, we were, you know, going over names. We were trying to come up with a name for ourselves, and the majority, we came up first with LUNC Burn, but that just ties us completely to LUNC or LUNC or however you pronounce it. But then there were discussions, and I got a phone call early one morning from Thunder in Australia asking me what I thought about Lunatics. And this seemed like, you know, an amazing idea, a brilliant idea, you know, because this doesn't tie us completely to the LUNC community. This is a completely adaptable token name. It's not LUNC completely. And so that's why we went with that, because we can adapt. We will, if necessary, adapt to keep all holders happy. ADRESS is down 2.43%. I just got a message, just in case you're interested.
I'm sorry, what is down?
ADA 2.43%, but you know, I got out of that a long time ago. Yeah, Cardano was down 2.43. Not a huge amount. It's up and down. This was one that I thought was going to be a winner, but and I invested heavily a year ago, but got out before I was horribly burned.
You invested at the peak, or?
No, I invested before the peak, and I got out just after the peak. So I didn't make a loss, but I didn't make the profit that I was expecting to make. Guys, we've
Yeah,
been on. Sorry, Marco. Sorry.
yeah. There are crazy times ahead of us, I believe, for the whole crypto community, because nobody can be sure right now that we started the bull run, or is this just a small bear run rally, or whatever it is, and we don't know what is going to happen in 1 month. Maybe the Bitcoin will be at 10K in 1 month, but we need clear signs that we are going up, so we can call this a bull run. As for right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, this is. I mean, it's looking like it's a slow. From what I see, it's a slow bull run. I mean, BNB is ranging between 300 and 330. Bitcoin, what is that? I can't remember. What is it? Bugger. I can't remember. Ethereum, around 1800. Around that 1700, 1800, not quite 1900 yet. So it's up and down, and then things are, they seem to be pushing towards the top end. It seems like we're at the phase now, the period now where things are trying to break out and jump into this bull run, and I hope that's the case. But we'll
Hopefully it
see.
continues that way.
Sorry?
Hopefully it continues that way. That we go
I
up.
hope so. I hope so. I mean, for everyone's sake.
Yeah, latest at the year 24, mid 24, we will have the Bitcoin halving, and there it is going to start for sure, the bull run. But until
it'd
then,
be nice to see
things are uncertain.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be slow. It's not going to be an overnight thing. I mean, it's going to take a while for Bitcoin to get back up to, what was it, 68,000, wherever it was. I mean, we're 40,000 down at the moment, but yeah, I mean, I think there is faith in the crypto community. People are investing. People are, confident that things will improve.
Yeah.
Which is why we see so much investment going into it. There are the paper hands who are jumping out and, this isn't going anywhere. I'm just going to stick my money under the mattress or buy a house and hope that the property prices go up. But it just takes patience.
If Lunatics continue to build and in this market right now until 24, we will be good for the bull market next year, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, and Lunatics will continue to build. I mean, this is a full-time job for most of the team. I mean, everyone works on the team, but this is it's not a 24/7 job, but there is a lot of work going in behind the scenes to make this a great success. And we're here to ideally, I mean, the goal is to make everyone and ourselves happy, and that's our goal, and that's what we set out to achieve at the beginning, and that's what we will hopefully achieve with all the hard work that is going into this. So, guys, we've been chatting. No, this is actually probably because I'm here and Julian and Trev. This is more of a successful VC today. Yesterday was a bit of a disappointment. We had, I think, excluding Holder and myself, we had 5 people, which was a bit disappointing.
Hey,
but
if you can reach at least one person, that's a success already.
Exactly, yeah. But we're gonna. I think in the main chats, the raid tweets will be posted if they've not already been posted. So if we can get those out, if we can raise awareness, we can, just get this moving. And there'll be another VC tomorrow. This is a good time, I guess, for everybody, because it was an hour earlier than usual. So I guess if we set the VC tomorrow. I mean, again, it's not going to be any updates, but it's just going to be general chats and yeah, similar to today. But yeah, Sunday, Monday, that's going to be the time when there will be the big news coming in. And I don't know if we'll do it in the VC here on Telegram or if we'll set up a Twitter Spaces on either my account or the official Lunatics. We'll see. That's something which needs to be discussed. But guys, Trev, Julian, thank you so much for all your input. Everyone have a lovely evening.
Thank you, sir.
Or day or whatever.
Thank
I
you,
don't know.
Duncan, as well. Thank you,
Yeah,
Duncan,
thanks,
as well.
guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, bye.
Thanks, everyone. Sela, thanks. And if you have any questions, any comments, any queries, any concerns, then just stick them in the chat and somebody will get back to you pretty much straight away.
Maybe,
so guys,
Duncan,
take care.
you can maybe you can leave the VC open if somebody else has some
I'll just
questions.
leave, yeah. So if anyone has any questions or if you want to chat amongst yourselves, swap recipes or whatever, feel free. I'll leave the chat open. I'll just jump off because I have to cook dinner for my wife. Otherwise, she'll kill me or order something.
It's a
Actually,
dangerous drive.
I
I
will
think
jump
I'll.
off as well. Okay.
Julian, thanks. Trev, thanks.
Thank you too.
Marco,
Thank
thanks.
you,
Guys,
Trev.
take care. Speak
Thanks to
tomorrow.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Marco or Lulian, I would love to hear if you've got time, I would love to hear you guys expound a little more on the Bitcoin halving and some different things that you think might be setting off more of a bull run, time frames, whatever.
Lulian, do you want or should I?
You can go ahead, Marco. You can go
Okay.
ahead and ask.
Well, as we all know, the halving is going to happen mid 24, and it was always like this. At every halving, the next year or so, there was bull run. So this time around, it is expected the same. After the half of the year 24, there will be the halving, and then probably there will be the bull run again the next 1 year or so.
I've heard people say that just in anticipation of the halving, sometimes months before the bull run can start pretty strong before we even get to it. Is that true?
Yes, that's actually true. Like it was like that maybe a half year prior to the halving. There is a steady uprise, and then after the halving, maybe like 1 year or so, then there is the peak of the bull run.
Now, here's my last question. All of the other halvings and the bull runs and all that, they're pretty much like clockwork. But right now, we've got a lot of things going on that have never gone on before. With the different governments of the world, particularly the U.S., really coming down on crypto, kind of attacking it and waging a war on it. Do you think that will have any impact on how big this run can actually be?
It could have its effect on it, but I am pretty sure that all the governments that are officially against it, they are also buying in, and they want cheaper prices for themselves. The situation, for example, with the SEC and with XRP right now, or SEC accusing all the other coins that are securities. This is all for show to keep the markets lower than they are supposed to be right now. But there will come a time where they have bought in a lot, and then it will rise again. this is all show. Everyone wants to make money, even the government. So it is like that. All games.
Yeah, thank you for that opinion, Marco. You know, everybody listening should understand that, you know, anything that Marco said or Lulian said or Duncan or anybody else, that's not financial advice. I mean, don't go
Of course.
changing your whole portfolio around because of, you know, Marco said that, you know, it's going to start at the end of this year or whatever. But, you know, I really do appreciate your opinion on it.
No problem. Does anyone else has some question maybe that we can answer?
Well, I will jump off now. Thank you, Marco. Thank you, everyone. And have a nice day.
You too, Lulian.
Thank
Nice.
you. Thank you.
You too.
Okay.
Take care, Lou.
Take care, you too, Trev. Bye.
Okay, if nobody else has further questions, then I'm going to be off as well. Was a great chat, guys, and yeah, we'll hear from you soon.